field days.
Continue.
Okay. Let's do this. I like the front row. Good job, front row. I like when people come up front. Usually I feel lonely. I want the cues right up in my face. All right, my friends. Let's do this thing. I'm just going to start because I'm starting a few minutes late, so I'm not going to give announcements. Who cares? Just kidding. All right. Let's start today just to be different in child's pose. And if child's pose isn't a pose that's comfortable for you, then you're welcome to choose something else. So maybe kneeling meditation, maybe even laying all the way down on your belly. And as you sit back into your child's pose, you can explore it a little bit. Maybe you explore bringing your knees together, taking your knees out wide, and feel what feels most comfortable for you, for your knees, for your hips. And it might even feel good to move your hips a little bit from side to side or walk your hands side to side. Might feel interesting to come up to your fingertips. So make little tents with your hands, strong fingers, like you have a little miniature tent underneath your hands. Push down with your fingertips and just energetically pull back and feel the engagement of your shoulders. So even in child's pose, you can find ways to engage and be active. Just get curious for a moment. And then when you feel ready, find a place that you can relax. And maybe that even means reaching your arms back, grabbing hold of your heels, or letting your palms face up. Take 3 big, deep breaths with me if you'd like. So start by just exhaling and letting go wherever you're at. And then great big inhale, breathe down into your low belly, low back. Breathe down into your hips and your pelvis. And then just big sigh out your mouth. Ah. Yeah, do that a couple more times. Great big inhale, fill up. Hold. Get as big as you can. Maybe there's an extra little teaspoon. And then out your mouth, release. Ah. Very nice. One last time. So biggest inhale of your morning. Wake your body up from the inside. That extra sip if it's there, maybe even 2. And sigh it out. Let it go. Ah. Nice job, friends. Go ahead and rise up, 2 hands and knees, and start to move through some cat-cows. So, Ujjayi breath. Inhale to arch your spine, create a little back bend, this is spinal extension. And exhale to round and curl in and hollow out, spinal flexion. So use those 2 poses, go back and forth. You connect to your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. See if you can start to fire it up. It's powerful and vibrant, yet slow and steady. Calming for your nervous system. Good job. And if you want to, feel free to get a little more curious, start to explore and get more intuitive or creative. So maybe you take your hips side to side. Maybe you start to circle your hips or draw figure 8s with your hips. Maybe you come all the way forward, almost like you're in a cobra or scorpion cobra. You can lift your feet, big toes touch behind you. Yeah, really good. So tune into your breath and notice how your body is this morning without judging, just observation and curiosity. Just becoming more interested in what's going on inside of you. And then whenever you feel ready, let's take it all the way back to downward facing dog. So in your next few breaths, spread your fingers really wide and send your hips up and back. So explore in your down dog. Feel around, walk it out, pedal out your heels. Maybe shift your hips side to side. Maybe give your head a little shake or a little nod. So in your down dog, ideally, you don't want to feel like all of the weight is down in your hands and your wrists. Instead, you want to feel like energy is moving from your hands all the way up through your spine, through your side bodies. And you're using your strong core to lift you up. So if you've come to my class often, you've probably heard me say this 1,000 times. But imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's literally pulling up and tugging towards the top corner of the back wall. So find that lift that comes from your center and everything changes. Just for a moment, question from me to you. If you would like a hands-off practice today, you would rather not be touched or physically adjusted, I don't take it personal, but just let me know by lifting one of your legs in the air. Okay, thank you. All right, my friends, from your down dog, one more big inhalation. And then listen, as you exhale, just gently set your knees down, come back into tabletop position. Bring your knees at least hips width distance apart. We'll move into thread the needle with our right arm. Inhale, take your right arm out and all the way up. And then listen carefully. Exhale, thread your right arm through, but don't come down to rest just yet. So hover above the ground. Inhale, unthread, take your right arm out and up. So you can gaze up at right fingertips. Exhale, just like that. Thread your right arm through, reach, reach, reach. Hover and hold until you're empty. Feel your core engage. One more time, unthread, inhale. And then exhale, right arm underneath you, reach as far as you can, empty out in your breath. This time, rest down gently outside of your shoulder and head to the ground. So if there's any way you want to work this posture on this side, go for it. You might push into the ground with your left hand or your left fingertips. You might wrap your left arm behind your back. Yeah, lots of options. Breathe into the space behind your heart, in between your shoulder blades. Last couple breaths, soften through your face. Unclench your jaw. Your left hand is lifted, bring it back down. On an inhalation, one last time, unthread your right arm all the way out, all the way up so you reach higher, open more. And then exhale, right hand to the ground. And just for a moment, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Use your down dog to neutralize. So walk it out. Shift your hips around. Feel right side versus left side. Do they feel different? Maybe, maybe not. No judgment, simply observation. Soft face, relax your neck. So see if you can feel your neck just as an extension of your spine. One more big inhale. Send your hips even higher. Exhale, just like we did before. Knees come down gently. Tabletop. Make sure your knees are at least hips width distance apart. Left arm this time, all the way out, all the way up. Breathe in. And 3 times. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath you, pressing with your right palm. Reach as far as you can, and then unthread, left arm out and up. Inhale. Just like that, follow your breath. Exhale, reach all the way to empty. Feel your core engage. And inhale, unthread, open up. Last time, exhale, reach, 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 reach. Then gently bring your shoulder and head to the ground. So you can come forward a little bit if you need to. Yeah. And then work it on this side however you want. See if you can feel your breath. Your inhales expand into your back body, upper back, mid back, all the way down into your low back. See if you can feel each exhalation all the way to the very bottom, all the way to emptiness. And clench your jaw so nothing is forced or aggressive. Soften through your forehead, your eyebrows, your eyelids. Last couple breaths on this side. And if you happen to have your right hand lifted, bring it back down. Next time you breathe in, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up. See if you can open even more. And then left hand down, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath as you take your hips up and back. So find that connection to your center and use it to lift you out of your hands, out of your wrists. See if you can use your breath to create a sense of buoyancy and lightness. Take one more big inhale into your down dog. And this time, as you exhale, gaze to the top of your yoga mat. However you want to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, find your halfway lift position. Breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Press into your feet. Lead with your heart. Rise all the way up. Arms overhead. Inhale. Hands to heart center. Exhale. We'll take just a couple half sun salutes. Inhale, high mountain stretch, lengthen. Hinge at your hips, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward as you dive down. So bending the knees might be really helpful. Yes, inhale, spinal extension, Ardha Uttanasana. Nice, Andrea. Exhale, release, Uttanasana. From emptiness, connect to your center and rise up. Inhale, arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. Just like that with your breath. Inhale, reach. See if you can close your eyes and feel your body move through space as you exhale. Take your dive down. Yes, very nice. Halfway lift position. Inhale, stick your butt out, press back through the tops of your thighs, broaden your sit bones. Exhale, let it go. Nice, Lonnie. Press into your feet, heart leads. Take it all the way up and about halfway up. Breathe in, arms overhead. Hands to heart center, breathe out. Beautiful breathing. Inhale, arms to the sky. And this time as you exhale, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Just for a moment, bend your elbows a lot and bring your palms together. See if you can roll your shoulders back and down. And then just like you throw your big fist into the washing machine, start to make circles as fast as you can with your hands. Circle, circle, circle as fast as you can. You might be able to go faster than me. You might be slower than me. Doesn't matter. Just circle it out and feel the heat build in your shoulders. Make your circles go the other way now. Opposite direction. Circle as fast as you can. Keep breathing. Now extend back and stretch through the front of your shoulders. So feel that opening in the front of your shoulders, front of your heart. Maybe tilt your chin up. Press your hips forward and hug in with your inner thighs like you're hugging an invisible yoga block. Take one more big inhalation. Exhale, keep your clasp, hinge at your hips, take it all the way down into your fold. Remember, you can bend your knees a ton if it feels better. So bend your knees enough to relax your neck. Let your head hang heavy and then feel that connection to your center, that invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling straight up towards the sky. See if you can lift your knuckles higher. One more inhale. Nice job. Exhale, hands to your low back first, then release your clasp. Nice and easy. Let your arms hang. Let them dangle. Give them a little shaky shake. Give your neck a little shake. Ujjayi breath. Reconnect if you lost it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands. Nice, Diane. Feet to the back of your yoga mat, plank position. Now use your strong core and strong arms, one arm at a time. Come down to your forearms, forearm plank. So elbows under shoulders. Forearms parallel if possible, palms face the ground, fingers spread wide. Press especially into thumbs and index. If you want to modify, you can make a tripod instead. It'll be a little less intense. Back of your neck is long. Draw your belly button in and up. Now, one arm at a time with your strong core, press back up to the palms of your hands, high plank. Great big inhale at the top of your push-up, maybe a little rock forward or come down to your knees if you want to modify. Exhale, lower slowly for 3, strong straight line, 2, 1, all the way to your belly. Very nice. Spider-Man Cobra, hands out wide, framing your mat, fingertips on the ground, elbows face the sky. Lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, take a little twist to your right side and dip your left shoulder down. Very good. Through center, inhale, lift, tone your belly to support low back. Exhale, other side. So tone your belly means draw your belly button in and up. Inhale, come back to center, lift. Take that one more time, each way. Awareness even in your lower body, pressing down through your pelvis and your shoelaces. Move with your breath. Once you have gone one more time each direction, come back to center, hold there for as long as you would like. Nice, Jane. And then eventually, downward facing dog, however you'd like to transition. All right. From your dog pose, next inhalation, take your right leg to the sky. And for this one, keep your hips square. So inner thighs face each other. Yeah, right hip faces down, slightly back. Very good, good awareness. So feel that long, strong line now from your fingertips all the way up to your right heel. Awesome, Jill. Take one more big inhale. Right leg long, strong, and powerful. Exhale, right knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, round your spine. Step forward as soft as you can, low lunge. And then from your low lunge, rise slowly to your crescent lunge. So strong legs, all 10 toes face forward. Nice, Shauna. Energetically, you're hugging in towards midline. So rather than sinking as deep as you can, you're finding your longest stance, and then you're hugging towards midline, pulling front hip back, back hip forward. So you feel your strong foundation in your legs. Nice, Kate. And then grow your upper body into your expression. So feel into your upper body. Spread your fingers or soften your fingers. Maybe you smile. Maybe you make an angry face. So whatever you're doing it on purpose. Every little part of you is alive and you're connected to it. Use your awareness. Use your breath. One more inhale. All right, exhale, turbo twist. Left arm goes forward, right arm goes back. Back knee bends to a hover. If you want to, you can bring your back knee down to modify. Otherwise, back knee is hovering and try to drag your back thigh forward as you pull your front hip back. Squeeze your inner thighs. Maybe gaze back over your right shoulder. Little balance challenge. One last round of breath. Awesome work. Inhale, nice, Cam. Come back to crescent lunge, arms to the sky. Invitation to extend your front leg, squeeze through your front thigh. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Bring your hands all the way over to the left long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. Inhale, halfway lift position. You can absolutely ignore me and just do your own thing for now. Or invitation to come with me, moving towards Skandasana. Walk your hands towards the back of your mat, bend your back knee, your left knee. So you can stay here with all 10 toes facing forward, stick your butt out, reach the crown of your head forward as you bend your knee, or pivot your left toes towards the back edge of your mat, pivot your right toes to face the sky. If at all possible, try to keep your left heel on the ground. So if you're on your left tiptoes, it's usually an adjustment of your entire pelvis to get your left heel down. You want to flex your right toes back and active, and energetically, imagine you're trying to pull your heels towards each other and see if you can lift your arms up. Nice work, everyone. Good variations, good exploration. Nice, Liz. One last big deep breath. All right, come back to your wide-legged straddle. And we'll get the other side, I promise. But for now, just enjoy your wide-legged straddle for a few more rounds of breath. If you want, you can move around, or if you want, you can just hang out, maybe ragdoll your arms, grab your outer ankles or the outer edges of your feet, working your fold a little deeper. Just notice what you feel in your body. Notice the rise and fall of your breath. All right, fingertips or hands on the ground, so bend your knees if you need to. And walk your hands to the very top of your yoga mat. Rotate your toes to face directly forward. And then we are going to move into a pyramid stance. So step your back foot forward however much you need to so that both feet are flat on the ground. And then personally, I like my feet on 2 train tracks with all 10 toes facing forward. Bring your hands to your hips, halfway lift. So find length in your spine, and for a second, just bend your front knee a ton. Now, I want you to re-straighten your front leg really, really, really slowly with lots of awareness. Imagine an invisible rope attached to your right butt cheek, and it's pulling back and pulling up. So lift your right butt cheek back, 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 up, up, up. Press back through the top of your right thigh and see if you can feel your right quad start to fire up. Maybe it even starts to shake a little bit. That's good. That's not bad. Let it shake. If this is enough, you might stay right here. If you feel like you're getting a lot right here, stay. Otherwise, keep pulling your right butt cheek back and up, and then fold. Drape your torso over your front leg. Hands might come to the ground or to blocks. If you have your hands or your fingertips on the ground and you want to take it further, spin your fingers to face the back edge of your mat and start to crawl your fingers towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe deeply, breathe into your mid back, into your low back. Every single exhalation, all the way to emptiness, and see if you can dive just a little bit deeper from the inside out. So I don't care if I see it, I care if you feel it. Last couple of rounds here. Nice work, everybody. Bottom of your next exhalation, just root into your front foot and step your back foot forward. Forward fold, nice and easy. Halfway lift position, breathe in. Now as you exhale, fold. Bring your big toes together until they touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, a little tiny potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground and nose towards your knees. You can either choose to lift your heels as high as you can, work balance, work strength. As you lift your heels higher, see if you can get your butt lower, see if you can get your nose closer to your knees. You could also choose to press your heels towards the ground to work ankle flexibility. Nice, Letty. Maybe you even wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins and give yourself a hug, a squeeze. Feel your back body. Feel your back ribs. Feel them puff up as you inhale. And then exhale, get as small and compact as you possibly can. Take one more deep breath. Inhale, halfway lift. So set your heels down, stick your butt out and lengthen. Exhale, fold. You can widen your feet if you want to. Rise to stand all the way up. Arms reach, big stretch. Hands to heart center. Exhale. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers once again. Not gonna make you do those circles, but do try to magnetize your palms together. So bend in the elbows is super helpful. I know it feels different than you're used to. See if you can keep the bend in your elbows and just try to squeeze them towards one another. So palms are suction cupped, elbows are magnetized. Now imagine your fingers, only your fingers are super glued together and you're trying to pull just your fingers apart. You should feel what's called muscle energy happening in your arms. See if you can keep that, so don't hyperextend through your elbows and start to reach your hands back. Might be a little, might be a lot. And if you want, press your hips forward, hug in with your inner thighs, tilt your chin up, tone in your belly supports low back. So navel to spine. Take one more big inhalation. Puff up through your chest. Keep your clasp. Hinge at your hips all the way down into your fold. If at this point, having your palms suction cup together feels like a bit too much, you can let that part go. Relax your neck. So bend your knees more if you need to. Relax your neck. Let your head hang. Use your core, that connection to your core, to lift your sit bones. Take one more inhale. Good job, everyone. Exhale, hands to low back first. Then release your clasp. Let your arms come down. Give them a little shaky shake. Come back to Ujjayi breath. Next inhalation, halfway lift. Realign. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat, plank. So top of your push-up, strong through your arms, strong through your core. Now try to keep your core really strong and stable. Transition one arm at a time down to forearm plank. One arm at a time, strong core, nice Norma. So forearms parallel, palms spread, or fingers spread wide, palms face down. Push the ground away, good job. Back of your neck is long. Now, keep your core really strong and stable. And one arm at a time. Press back up to high plank. Strong arms, strong belly. Yes, inhale at the top of your push-up. Maybe rock forward, maybe come to your knees. Exhale, strong straight line, lower to the ground for 3, 2, 1. Yes, this time you do you. Open your heart, back bend of your choice. Take your time. Whatever would feel good or interesting. Istante. And then as you are ready, downward facing dog. Yes, love the variations, everyone. All right, from your down dog, inhale your left leg to the sky. Square hips, so inner thighs face each other. Good, Jana. Your left hip faces down, slightly back. Probably you can't lift your left leg quite as high as you can when your hips are open. See if you can let go of your ego. Doesn't matter how high your leg is, just make it strong and powerful. Yes, strong, straight, powerful line. One more inhale. Nice, Lucy. Exhale, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly, round your spine as soft as you can. Step through low lunge, and then rise up to your crescent lunge. So all of your toes face forward. Hips are square. You can always modify by bringing your back knee or keeping your back knee down. Nice, Kirsten. So hug towards midline with your legs. Build the structure of the pose first. Front hip pulls back, back hip pulls forward. And then your upper body is your expression. So if you are spreading your fingers or softening your hands or making fists with your hands, all of those are perfect as long as you're doing it on purpose. Feel whatever there is to feel in this pose, in your body, in this moment right now. Take one more inhale. And with your exhalation, turbo twist towards the windows. Right arm comes forward, left arm swings back. Bend your back knee to a hover, or remember, back knee can always come down. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Nice, Diane. And try not to reach forward with your right hand so your weight is nice and centered. Nice, Megan. Maybe gaze back over left shoulder. See if you can get a little lower, twist a little further. Last deep breath. Inhale, back to crescent lunge. Unwind. Invitation to straighten your front leg. So both legs strong, powerful. Exhale, hands come down. Walk your hands to the right long edge of your yoga mat. Parallel your feet, straighten out your legs. So you're in a wide-legged straddle position. Halfway lift position, fingertips on the ground. Remember, you can do your own thing. You can completely ignore me, or moving towards Skandasana. Walk your hands towards the back edge of your mat. Bend your right knee. So this is a great place to stay. You could also work a twist from here. Left hand down, right arm up. Or moving into Skandasana. Right toes pivot towards the back edge of your mat. Left toes pivot towards the sky. So if at all possible, right heel on the ground. And again, if you're on your right tiptoes, then it is a big adjustment of your pelvis. So it's like half malasana, that low yogi squat that we do. Half of that is happening with your right leg. Yes, flex your left toes back and energetically see if you can magnetize your heels towards each other and lift your hands off the ground. So you have now muscle energy in your legs. Last couple of breaths wherever you're working. Yes, nice, Jane. And then bring it back to your wide-legged straddle. A few deep breaths, anywhere you want to go from here. Open mouth sighs are always welcome. All right, fingertips to the ground or hands to the ground if they're not there already. So bend your knees if you need and walk your hands to the top of your space. Rotate your toes forward. Pyramid stance. So step your back foot forward enough that you can place both feet flat on the ground. And personally, I like my feet on 2 train tracks, not on a balance beam. 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. Halfway lift, hands to hips. So in your halfway lift, prioritize the length in your spine over the length in your legs for a second. Bend your front knee a lot. Yes. And then super, super slowly re-extend your front leg by focusing on lifting your left butt cheek up, and back. So press back through the top of your left thigh. See if you can feel your left quad turn on. Feel it fire up. If you feel like you're getting more out of this, stay here. Whenever you're ready, see if you can keep pulling left butt cheek back and up as you work your fold. So think of reaching your heart past your left knee. It won't happen, but that is the action you're trying to create. Nice and long. So I'm going to give you a whole readjustment. So take your back foot back further, bend this knee. Now, see how when you're straightening it, your knee goes in? Try not to let that happen. So keep, that's it. So I want it to feel like this is engaging. Yeah, that's it. That's a good one. So don't let it, yeah, that's it. That tremble, that's what you, good job, everybody. Last deep breath. See if you can dive a little deeper. Sometimes the littlest adjustments make the hugest difference. End of your exhale, just step your back foot forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Big toes come together to touch, little gap in between your heels, tuck and curl. Tiny little potato bug ball. So once again, same options. Or here's a couple more if you'd like to try. So maybe a toe stand, point your knees straight forward. So you'll hug in with inner thighs, inner knees, inner heels. Knees point forward, hands come to your heart center. You could also, if you feel like it, play with a crow pose and arm balance. So plant your hands out in front of you. Lift your butt and your waistline as high as possible. Gaze forward. Use your arms like shelves. Just float one foot, maybe the other foot up. Big toes touch behind you. So playing if you want to, or just stick with your little potato bug ball, nice and safe. Whatever feels most beneficial for you today. Last couple breaths. Soft through your face. Yay, good job, everybody. All right, halfway lift. Next inhale. Realign. Exhale, fold. You can widen your feet if you prefer. Rise all the way up. Big full body stretch. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, playing with balance for a moment. Right foot is your foundation. Lift your left knee, standing staff. And then once you have found your balance, take your arms up. Yeah. So left knee lifts, flex your toes back and active towards your shin. One more inhale. Moving into warrior three slowly. See if you can transition. Left foot kicks towards the back wall, extends back. Arms reach forward. If you want a different arm variation, totally fine with me. Square hips. See if you can take at least 2 big, huge breaths in your personal fullest expression of warrior three. Yay, good work. And then soft landing, low lunge. Hands down, back toes down. All right, hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk your right foot out to the width of your yoga mat. I'm going to give you lots of options. You choose where you want to go. So option 1, hips lift up as your heart melts down. Option 2, hips lower down, back knee comes down, and try to lift your heart up. You could also take this one into cat grabs its tail on your left hand or even on your left forearm. So anywhere you'd like to go, any of those variations, or maybe you try a little bit of both. Make sure your right foot is nice and wide. And your right knee is not coming forward of your ankle. So if that's happening, scoot your right foot further forward. You can pivot your right toes out to the right. You could even roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Just keep your ankle strong. Breathe into your hips wherever you're at. Yes. If it's uncomfortable, see if you can be with the discomfort for just a couple of rounds. Sigh out your mouth. Know that it's only temporary. Good. All right. So come back up to your hands if you're not there already. And then lift your back knee. If it happens to be on the ground, work your right foot to the back of your mat. You'll be in a plank position. From your plank position, side plank. Right hand is your foundation. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your right foot. Left arm to the sky. If you want to modify, please do. Right knee can come down or right forearm could come down. Lift your hips really, really high. So the higher your hips go, the more weight that will take out of your shoulder and your wrist. Maybe left arm reaches forward. Maybe left leg floats up. Take one more big inhale. Yeah, it's a joint. Exhale, come back to plank or modified plank. Again, push down, feel your muscles rather than sink it into your joints. Use your muscles. Take a big inhale at the top. And then slowly lower. 3, 2, 1. Good job, everybody. Stay on your belly. Baby cobra. So lift using your back strength rather than your arm strength. Move into locust pose. Float your hands up. Reach your hands back. Float your feet up. Reach your toes back. Hug in with your inner thighs. So rather than making your legs come apart, see if you can squeeze them closer together and imagine you're trying to rotate your inner thighs. Nice, Megan. In and up towards the ceiling. Good adjustments. Awesome, Cece. Use your strong back muscles to lift your heart higher. Invitation if you want to try this. Bend your elbows a lot and see if you can squeeze them closer together behind your back. Feel your mid-back muscles fire. Take one more inhale. Yes, let it go. Whatever would feel good for just a moment here. So maybe you just kind of rock your hips side to side. Maybe windshield wiper your shins. And then your next few breaths, just find your way back to a child's pose for a moment. In your child's pose, breathe all the way down into your low belly, low back, all the way down into your hips and your pelvis. Just find a sense of grounding. What does grounding feel like in your body? All right, and then as you are ready, downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, inhale your right leg high. And then this time, open up your hip. So bend your knee and reach your knee out and up. The tendency will be to sink into your left shoulder or your outer left hip. See if you can keep your left shoulder strong, your left hand rooted. See if you can keep your left inner thigh hugging in. So this mobility is coming from your right hip joint. You're squeezing through your outer right glute and using that to lift your knee a little bit higher. Take one more inhale, active through your right foot. You guys look so good. Nice job. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow or get as close as you can. Inhale, three-legged dog. See if you can open your hip. So feel that articulation. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. Get as high as you can. Awesome, Liz. Inhale, back up. Open your hip. Last time. Everybody, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, push the ground away, strong arms, strong belly, step forward softly. Okay, this time, warrior two, rise as you are ready. So your back heel pivots down, back toes face towards the window. From warrior two, we will move into a side angle posture. So reach forward like you want to touch the front wall. And then when you can't reach anymore, only thing that has to change is your arms. Right arm towards the ground, left towards the sky. Right elbow could also rest on right thigh. Left arm might reach forward, bicep next to your ear. See if you can wrap your right butt cheek underneath your body and keep rooting through the outer edges of both feet. Yes, nice work. In your next couple of breaths, my friends, we will move into a half moon. So please feel free to use a block under your right hand if you've got one. Reach your right hand forward or your right fingertips. Float your back leg up. Strong and powerful through your back leg. It's like you're karate kicking with your back leg, and then it got frozen in space. See if you can squeeze through your outer right butt cheek and open your hips more. Yes, open your heart more. Reach. Take one more inhale. Good job. Forward fold, nice and easy. Top of your yoga mat. Give your right leg a little shaky shake. Yeah, pedal out your heels. I like that, Jill. Let's bring our right foot behind our left foot like we're standing on a balance beam. If you want to take it further, you can take your right foot all the way past your left foot. So your right foot is now on the left side. So you choose. And then from here, I want you to focus on your back foot. So your right foot stays grounded. If it helps, you can bend your left knee or come up to left tiptoes. Walk your hands to the left side or off the left edge of your mat. Pull your right hip back. Breathe up your right side body and down the back of your right leg. So again, rooting into your right foot and try to root down into the inner edge if possible. Relax through your neck, soften through your face. You can use a block under your hands to bring the ground closer to you always. Last couple breaths. Nice job, everybody. All right, slowly come back to a regular forward fold. So walk your hands back to center, uncross your legs. Spinal extension, breathe in, realign. Exhale, fold and bow. Root through your feet, take it all the way up, big stretch, high mountain, inhale. Hands to heart, exhale. Let's flow before we do all that on the other side. Inhale, reach up. Just resetting, exhale, dive down slowly, mindfully. Beautiful, lift halfway. Inhale, nice and long through your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, feet to the back of your yoga mat, vinyasa however you want, or you can always skip it. End up in your downward facing dog. Nice, Lucy. Good adjustment. All right, great big inhale. Push the ground away. Exhale, look forward, step or float, top of your space. Forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. And from your center, rise up. Inhale, arms overhead. Hands to heart, exhale. Okay, left foot is your base this time. Lift your right knee up. And then once you found your balance, arms to the sky. Hug in with your inner thighs and flex, dorsal flexion through your right toes. So your toes flex back towards your shin. Take one more big inhale. Warrior 3 is what we're going for. So slowly start your transition. Start to extend your right leg back as you extend the crown of your head towards the front wall. Maybe your arms reach forward. Maybe they reach out or back or heart center. Yes. Square hips. Connected to your strong core. Nice, Letty. One more round. Beautiful, friends. Nice, CC. Low lunge. Land softly. Maybe. Once you're in your low lunge, hands to the inside of left foot. Walk your left foot all the way out wide to the width of your mat. Sometimes I even bring my foot off of my mat onto the hardwood floor. So you can't go too wide, but you do want to make sure that you have a long enough stance that your front knee is not going to come forward of your ankle. You know your options, same thing. So hips can lift as your heart melts, or hips can melt as your heart lifts, or cat grabs its tail. Little bit of both. Good. And this is a pose, in my opinion, that has a lot of sensation happening. So it's not supposed to feel comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, you're perfectly normal. See if you can be with discomfort for a few rounds of breath. It is only temporary. Bless you. And pivot your left toes out to the left. You can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. Last couple of rounds. Yeah, and kick foot in the hands. So you could get deeper if you want. I can help you after. And slowly, friends, let it go. Hands to the ground. So come up to your hands if you're not there already and lift your back knee up. Thanks, Cam. Work your left foot to the back of your mat. Plank position. High plank. So from your high plank, side plank, left hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Feet can be stacked or staggered. It's like you're karate kicking the ground with the outer edge of your left foot. So your left foot is really active. If you want to modify, please do so. Lift your hips super, super high. Maybe reach your right arm forward, bicep next to your ear. Nice dive. Maybe even float your right leg up. Use your strong left side abdominals. You're creating a rainbow shape, an art shape with your body. One more big deep breath. Awesome, Jill. Slow motion, plank or modified. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Spread your fingers and push the ground away. Strong arms. Exhale, slowly lower all the way to your belly. 3, 2, 1. Start low, stay low, baby cobra. And then from your baby cobra, locust, float your hands up, reach your hands back, float your feet up, reach your toes back. Option, if you would like, I'll give you a couple options. One, interlace your fingers and use your big fist to lift your upper body higher. Or if you want to go for your full floor bow, you're more than welcome to do so. Grab your ankles or the shoelace side of your feet. Kick feet into hands, pull hands back into feet to work your pose. So use your muscles, use your strength to work your pose deeper. Hug in with your inner thighs to stay out of low back. Spread your toes. Soften your face. Breathe down into your belly. One more big, huge inhale. And let it go. Nice, Megs. Take a moment. Whatever feels good. Head could turn to either side. Maybe you rock your hips a little bit. Maybe you windshield wiper your shins. If you windshield wiper your shins, make sure your knees are at least hips width distance apart. And then in your next couple of rounds or so, child's pose it out. In your child's pose, couple grounding breaths. And then as you are ready, downward facing dog. All right, from your dog pose, next inhale, take your left leg to the sky. And try not to sink into your right hand, right shoulder, right hip. Peel your left hip open. So bend your knee, and it's just like your left hip is a hinge on a door. Your left leg is the door. Let it swing open. Squeeze through your outer left butt cheek. It's called your medial glute. So many of us cannot figure out how to engage this muscle. So see if you can start to wake it up. Take one more inhale. Active through your left toes. Exhale, left knee towards your right elbow. Get as close as you can. Inhale, back up, open up. Left knee, left armpit. Aim as high as you can. Push the ground away. Strong arms. Inhale, back up. Yes. Last one. Knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly and then step forward. Super soft. Warrior two. Back heel pivots down. Cartwheel your arms up. Thanks, Shauna. So left toes forward. Right toes to the right. If it feels like your butt is sticking out behind you, then see if you can wrap your left butt cheek underneath your body. If it feels like your right hip is shooting forward, see if you can pull it back. So nice and neutral through your pelvis as you allow your hips to open. Next time you inhale, reach forward like you want to touch the front wall. Reach, 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 reach. When you can't reach anymore, just your arms have to change. So left hand towards the ground, right towards the sky, or right arm might reach forward, bicep next to your ear. See if you can keep wrapping your left butt cheek underneath your body and feel your left knee track towards your pinky toe. So try not to let it collapse in. Couple more rounds right here. Heart is open, hips are open. Squeeze through your outer left glute. And then from here, we will move into our balancing half moon. So please feel free to use a block under your left hand. Reach your left hand forward and float your back foot up. Back foot is powerful, strong. So rather than feeling like your back leg weighs 1,000,000 pounds, see if you can engage all the muscles in your back leg. Back foot active, squeeze through your outer left glute and use it to open your hips. Yeah. Open your heart. One more huge inhale. You got this. Fullest expression. And nice and easy forward fold. Good job. You can give your left leg a little shaky shake. Whatever feels good. And then left foot behind right. So either like you're standing on a balance beam with your feet, or your left foot can cross all the way over. So your left foot will then be on the right side. That'll be a little more intense. Put more weight in your back foot, in your left foot. So if you need to, you can bend your right knee or come up to right tiptoes. Start to curl your hands to the right or off the right edge of your mat. As you do so, keep pulling your left hip towards the back wall. Lengthen your left side. Breathe into your left side. Breathe down your left leg. Soften your face. Good job. And if you have a little tremble or a shake happening, it's actually a good thing. So let it happen. Be with it. Last big deep breath. And then walk your hands back to center. Find your regular forward fold once again. Uncross your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, rise all the way up, big stretch, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. Flow with your breath, high mountain, breathe in. Exhale, dive down. See if you can feel your core as you dive. You're moving from that place. Halfway lift, inhale, lots of length. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, vinyasa your way. See you in down dog. So with awareness, with intention. Beautiful, everybody. All right, from your down dog, inhale your right leg high. And exhale, pigeon pose, right shin to the top of your mat. Bring your body down gently. So try to get your right knee towards the outer right edge, the long edge of your mat, rather than midline. If you have your right knee in the middle of your mat, then you're missing the pose. You're missing the external rotation in your hip. So you want your right knee wide. It doesn't matter if your shin is parallel to the front edge of your mat. It'll be more intense if it is, but you find your edge. Pull your right butt cheek back and up, just like we did in pyramid pose. That invisible rope pulls back and up. So a lot of people, they can just easily plop into this pose are like, I feel like I'm coming out of the pose. Yes, it feels like you're coming out of the pose. What you're doing is you're plugging the femur bone into the hip socket. So you're not sinking into your joints anymore, but you're actually stretching the muscle, and it might be a new sensation. So see if you can try something that feels maybe a little different. You've been coming to my classes for years, and you probably have heard me say this a million times. This is one of my biggest kind of issues with yoga is we don't use our strength. We don't plug in with our joints. When you're doing this practice over and over again, just thinking into all your joints and exploiting your hypermobility, it's actually not helping your body. It's actually doing the opposite. So our tendons and ligaments, that's what we stretch when we sink into our joints. And our tendons and ligaments are not meant to be stretched. They don't recoil like our muscles do. So we want to keep our tendons and ligaments really strong. So keep those joints really stable. That's the structure, that's the integrity. And then you're softening around it breath by breath. You're building stability as well as mobility. Take about 4 or 5 more rounds in your pigeon. Really good. Nice awareness, everybody. Integrity in yoga is just like integrity in life. Sometimes it seems really difficult, and it's hard because nobody on the outside can really even tell if you're doing it. But inside, you can feel it. So find the integrity of the pose first, and then relax around it, within it. Last couple breaths. You can sigh it out your mouth if you want. And then start to slowly find your way back, however you want to get there, into a downward facing dog. So maybe you take it back into a 3-legged dog, open up your hip, and flip your dog. That's an option if it would feel good as a counter pose. You might just give your right leg a nice little shake out. Maybe you want to move through a vinyasa, take some cat-cows, nice shana. So whatever's calling to you. And if you were taking a supine pigeon on your back, you want to just take some neutralizing movements on your back, that's fine. So take a moment, feel right side versus left side, right leg versus left leg. And I will just let each of you, in your own time, start to make your transition into pigeon with your left shin forward. So set yourself up just as intentionally as you did on the other side. So left butt cheek this time is pulling up and back as you take your heart forward and down. And then if you want to go deeper from there, all you have to do is scoot your back knee back a tiny bit. Doesn't take much. Good job. I'm gonna guess something like 3 or 4 more rounds on this side. I will leave it ultimately up to you. So please take as much time as you want. Maybe you've got 5 more breaths. So as much time as you want to take, but then eventually one final down dog or one final vinyasa, maybe one final child's pose. And if you flipped your dog on the other side, you might consider flipping it on this side as well. No hurry. Please stay in pigeon as long as you want. So as you make your way out of your pigeon, just neutralizing, feeling all the space, maybe all the length that you have created. Just wherever you've ended up, give yourself a couple more breaths. Just really feeling your body physically, energetically, emotionally. And then, my friends, in your next couple of rounds, however you want to transition, just start to find your way all the way down onto your back. You can face whichever direction you want to. Yeah, and if you want to put on extra layers of clothes, now's a great time. Once you're on your back, just gently hug your knees in towards your belly. And rock side to side a little bit. Give your low back a little massage. And then any supine twist of your choice for about 5 rounds on each side. And you can go to either side you want first. Just let your body now be held by the ground. Give in. Keep your big, spacious breaths, intentional ujjayi breath, just a little bit longer. And after something like 4 or 5 rounds on this side, transition slowly to the other side. And when you feel pretty even on both sides, back to center. Invitation to take a happy baby pose to neutralize. And from happy baby, any inversion you would like to take for about 5 to 10 breaths. So anything that puts hips and or legs higher than heart. It could be something really restorative. You could take legs up the wall, legs up the invisible wall, plow, supported bridge, regular bridge. If you're feeling it, headstand. If you want to use a wall for handstand, go for it. Again, 5 to 10 breaths, either one inversion or experiment with a couple, few. After you have spent somewhere around 5 to 10 breaths in your inversion, take any counter poses or any finishing poses that you would like. There's Andrea. And just slowly begin to transition into your final relaxation. Please take your time. You could take the traditional corpse pose with legs extended, arms out to your sides. There's some other position that you'd rather take that would be more comfortable, fetal position, or even a belly down shavasana, go for it. Some of you have props, so if you want to use them in any way, you're welcome to. And Megan, she is one of my yoga teacher training students in class today. She's going to come around. There probably isn't time to get to everybody, but she'll come around and give little shavasana, just head massages, little adjustments. If you would rather not be touched while you're in shavasana, you just want to relax on your own, just let her know by lifting one arm in the air really high. Okie dokie, thank you so much. All right, friends, if you would like, maybe you give yourself one big, huge falling out breath, big, huge inhale, and just open your mouth, sigh it out. Ah. As you drift off into your shavasana, my thought for you today is by Jeff Foster. And it's simple. He says, I am untouchable. I am vast. I am eternal. I am vulnerable. I am small. I need help. Between these two, my life flows. I am untouchable. I am vast. I am eternal. I am vulnerable. I am small. I need help. Between these two, my life flows. So these last few moments, every part of you is welcome. Just feel whatever is flowing through and simply let it. Shavasana. Big inhale. And let go. And just start to come back to your physical body. Wiggle fingers, toes, whatever would feel good to wake you up. Maybe a full body stretch. Maybe even rubbing your hands together really fast, building some heat, and then placing your palms over your eyelids, being in the dark for another couple moments. And as you're ready, fetal position either side. Let's curl into yourself, this nurturing pose. And feel into your own inner feminine, or maybe even Mother Earth underneath you, holding you. And see if you can get curious. What does nurturing feel like in your body? Give it to yourself, compassion. kind of nurturing a mother would give to a child. What does that feel like inside? Let yourself just kind of soak it in. And then stay connected to this energy and using the strength in your arms, ease your way up. Seated meditation. So sit up nice and tall and just gather your hands to your heart center. Prayer hands or one palm stacked on top of the other. Invitation to close our practice today together with one big collective Om. So Om is symbolically the vibration of the universe, the sound from which everything came and everything will one day return. So it's technically three sounds. It's A, O, and So see if you can not worry too much about how your voice sounds, but how the vibration actually feels as it moves through you and expresses out of you. So start by just exhaling, letting go, empty out, clear your throat if you need. And then deep breath in, fill up with your voice. And open your mouth big and wide. Ah. Thank you everyone so much for being here and letting me guide you. Namaste. Thank you, my friend. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I didn't say announcements, so I'll say my announcements now. This Saturday and Sunday, no classes here at the studio because we are having a holiday market. So 10 to 6 p.m. here in this space. There's a bunch of booths that will be set up. It's super fun. I've come every year. It's really good Christmas gifts if you need anything. And then, so I'm not teaching my Sunday class this Sunday, just